Yes, hello and welcome all you beautiful people to High Thoughts Podcast, episode 1 with me, Ashton Carey. Welcome. This is the first episode of this podcast. Basically, the point of it, there's no real point to anything, but the point of this podcast is to pretty much I'm bored. We got the coronavirus still going on, and I'm not really doing stand up right now. But basically this is gonna be me smoking weed, getting high, and talking about shit that people think about when they smoke that you don't really tell people, you know what I mean? But anyways, let's fucking kick this motherfucking mule, as Uncle Joey says. Let's kick this motherfucking mule. Oh shit. Alright. So, I don't know if you guys have ever seen those Vice shows on YouTube. So I just think it's so funny that Vice finds like the most normal fucking thing to do a documentary on. Like I was just watching one, and it's where they go to this town, and the town is like they do this thing called Mullet Fest every year, because apparently like everybody cuts their hair off into a mullet and it gets donated to something, and it's like a big thing that everybody does. And like the first person that they interview is this old lady, like my fucking grandma, and she's got like the old lady cut on the front, kind of like my hair, and then just a fucking mane hanging out the back, dude. Like I just don't get it. Like, this is what you choose to film about. And what was the guy the other day? One of the videos the other day was this guy. He found the worst reviewed psychic on fucking what's it called? Yelp. It was the worst reviewed psychic on Yelp. And I'm like, dude, like, where do y'all even come up with this shit? Like, and he's trying to fucking speak to Bruce Lee because he like thinks that he's the reincarnation of Bruce Lee. And literally, like, she gives him the most generic fucking answers I've ever heard in my life. She's like, Bruce would be very mad about this. And she's like, hold on, I'll get it to sound legit. Bruce is saying that he does not think that this is a great idea. And he's like, really? Wow. Like, it's so stupid. But, man, so Christmas, man. I guess it's one of the greatest times of the year. But, like, dude, Christmas at my house fucking sucks. Like, if you don't know me, you don't really know about my past. My dad passed away, and my brother and my grandma in the same year when I was 16. I'm 25 now. And then after they died, like, since then, I've lost like 15 close people to me. Like, a lot of fucking people have died that I've known. And, well, so my dad's side of the family, like, ever since he passed away, like, I don't ever talk to any of them. So, like, Christmas for my family is like, I see my mom, my stepdad, my sister. That's about it. Man, I'm so glad I have this uncle, right? My mom's younger brother. He's just the most ignorant fucking dude you'll ever meet in your fucking life. Like, he says, you know what I'm saying, after everything he says. I mean, I'm like 10 years younger than him, and he's fucking like 20 years younger than me. But he used to live with us, and he would fucking get high. And well, a lot of people don't. Alright, so if you don't know me, my family's full of a bunch of people that use drugs, and my dad was a biker, and fucking my brother that died was running from the police when he died. Um, but so, anyways, me and him had a place together down here in North Carolina, and he would shoot up cocaine. And what a lot of people don't know, unless they've been around people shooting up cocaine or they've shot cocaine, a lot of people don't know that it turns into like a hallucinogenic. And man, he would shoot cocaine and he'd be holding the bag that we're splitting, and I wouldn't be shooting it. I would just snort it. This is before I don't do nothing now. But so I'm like waiting to do my coke, and he already shot his, and I'm like, all right, dude. And he's like, no, did you see that out the back window? I'm like, the fuck are you talking about, bro? And he's like, oh man, bro, you know what I'm saying? Look out the back window. I swear to God, I see somebody back in the woods. And I'm like, okay. So I kind of like go along with them. It's kind of like a kid, like when they're like, oh my God, I saw a monster. Like, and you just kind of go along with them and follow them. So, cheers. So anyways, I follow him, and he goes into the woods, and like our house is like was in like the middle of nowhere. Like we had a couple neighbors, but they weren't even beside us. They were like way down the road, and we're just surrounded by trees. And so he's out there, and this has happened a bunch. And what I don't understand, and I never can understand with people, I've done hallucinogenics. I've done all types of drugs you can think of. I mean, I've pretty much done everything, except for shit I haven't heard of yet. But so he does this shit every single time, and it happens with meth from shooting meth, and it happens from shooting coke, and it's just fucking. It's like, dude, like you'd figure that after like the first few times of you doing that drug and you seeing people, that eventually your common sense would kick in and tell you that it's just the drug and you're just tripping. Well, he, for some reason, his brain doesn't work that way. And there's a lot of people like that can take these drugs and be like, oh my God, I'm seeing fucking Jesus. And who knows what the fuck you're actually seeing? We don't know. But at the end of the day, you should be able to tell yourself that it's the drug and not something literally there. Like he even when he's not high, he's still those times that he's gone and looked for shit, and so like he's still, even when he's not high, he's like, I definitely saw something. And I'm like, bro, it's not because the cocaine he shot, but are you sure it's not that? It's not the cocaine that you injected in your veins. It's not that. You saw some people in the woods that I didn't see, and I wasn't high. but it's not the cocaine. No, bro, I swear to God. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was like a real person back there. You know what I'm saying? And he would do this shit where shit's so funny. Cause I did drugs with him, you know what I mean? And but he would fucking have these episodes, diabetes attack, but actually it's cotton fever, and he would have these diabetes. I'm even calling it that, but that's what he would be like. I think I have diabetes, and be shaking up against the walls and fucking. Can you get me some water or some juice? I'm having a diabetes attack. It's not diabetes. It's cotton fever. He would have it like every other day. And it was because he would use the same piece of cotton when he was shooting his drugs. Case closed. Case closed. The case is closed. For you bitches, motherfuckers. Alright. Anyways, let me hit this bowl right quick since it's called High Thoughts. Even though I was already high before I started it. With some sour diesel. Whoa. Whoa. Hello, I'm Tim Dillon. Welcome to my fucking podcast. Wow, okay. Cheers. But, I hope everybody had a great Christmas. I know the holidays have been tough for some people this year, especially my family. It's just been really shitty with this whole virus. Didn't get to go see my fucking 90-something-year-old grandma this year because my aunt and uncle are pieces of shit and are mooching off of her and don't let me ever go see her. Like, or my mom or anybody. It's pretty fucked up. Pretty fucked up. But yeah, I wish I could have. It would have been a lot better Christmas if I could have went and seen my grandma. I mean, especially she's getting old now, so I'd like to see her before she fucking croaks, you know what I mean? But anyways, yeah, that shit with Vice is crazy. It's like why do y'all pick such, I guess it's such, the things that they pick are so uninteresting that it makes it interesting, if that makes sense. It doesn't when you say it, but when you see it on the show, it makes sense. Like, they film it so well that it becomes interesting. Like, say that they're doing an episode, like a little 15-minute episode on local grocery stores. They do little shit like zoom in on a mango for like fucking 30 seconds. And you're just like, wow. And then like they'll do like an interview with like a manager at one, and he's like, yeah, it's kind of hard right now running this local shopping center during the COVID-19. It's been kind of difficult for us to keep our business running, if you know what I mean. But guys, this podcast is already a disaster. I just need more people to talk to, but with a fucking virus, how the fuck are you supposed to do this shit? How the fuck are you supposed to do this shit? I don't get no respect. I come home and my wife, she says, you don't get no respect. Hey, I'm Mike Tyson. I'm Mike Tyson. I mean, let me hit this ball a couple more times. I do like if anybody has seen Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia, that's great. It's just so cool to see somebody intellectual talk about different substances that I always see people talk about on TV shows, but they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Like Hamilton, he knows what the fuck he's talking about. I mean, he's a fucking chemist, whatever he is. And the fact that he can make these drugs himself, I mean, that's the guy I want to listen to talking about something like that. For real. Yeah, it's a great show, especially when he goes down to Mexico and is hunting for the wild mushrooms, and then how he switches it up and he goes like to the different sanctions of that drug, like people that have their own in-house grow operations, and then people that are like medicine women, or medicine men, either one, or medicine they. But yeah, it's really cool to see like the different factors of different drugs. Like the real crazy one was when he went somewhere in South Africa and they were smoking Quaaludes, which I thought was crazy. Like, and the whole backstory too was cool too about that one. How, I mean, it wasn't cool, but it was crazy. How basically like we got all those people hooked. Then the U.S. got all those people in Africa hooked on Quaaludes. Like we basically flooded that area in Africa. I can't remember what it was called. Jamie, can you pull that up? Be a lot cool. Be cool if I had somebody to do that, but I don't. Whoa. Yeah. It's some good weed, man. I made an edible a couple nights ago, and I was high as shit. I fell asleep though really early, so like it kind of fucked up my whole edible high. Like I didn't really get to feel it. Like I mean, I felt it. I woke up and was like, "Whoa!" I was more like this. Whoa, where am I? And then I was like, "Oh yeah, welcome to hell." All right, it wasn't like that. It was lame. But yeah, I think that's gonna be a wrap, man. I won't try to do a long one for my first one. I just wanted to kind of start it off, and we may or may not have guests. This is basically just an introduction, y'all getting to know me and my my craziness. But yeah, there will definitely be more, and hopefully I can have some guests on and we can get this thing going. Get this thing going. Make a river overflowing. Welcome to. What's the date on that? Welcome to High Thoughts Podcast. Welcome to the motherfucking High Thoughts Podcast. Merry Christmas, you fucking bitches. Welcome to the High Thoughts Podcast. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining. Hopefully, we can get some guests coming in and get this thing rolling. Thank you for viewing my first episode.